Let's talk today about the One Dish, One Spoon Treaty. Now, this is actually the original treaty document defining sovereignty in the Great Lakes region where I happen to live, and it's an agreement between the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe peoples in 1701 in Montreal that's since been expanded to include other First Nations, as well, some would say, as the settlers and other people who have come to live on this land subsequently. Because the meaning of it is that when we come together, we need to be able to eat from the same bowl using the same spoon. And we need to be able to eat a feast of beaver tail, and we're not using any sharp object. It's a spoon rather than a knife, because if we used a knife in the bowl that we have to eat out of together, then somebody's liable to get cut. But we have a spoon, and we pass it back and forth to each other to make sure that everybody gets their turn, everybody gets enough, and nobody is completely dominating it and making it so that it's just theirs. And what this is referring to is the hunting grounds, actually. The forests and rivers and all these spaces that are held in common need to be held in common, because it's not like our own personal farming plot, our own personal home, or the space in our village where our own customs might be more important than those of the next nation over. But the space between our nations needs to be for everybody. And we need to recognize and accept this, that everybody has a right to hunt and to take what they need and engage in land management and sovereignty. But that doesn't mean that we should be taking it and controlling it absolutely, but it needs to be respectful, both for the use of each other as well as the use for our future generations, even out to 7 generations. That we need to be engaging in this stewardship and making sure that there's enough for everybody, that we all get to eat. And so I think that this is important as a model for sovereignty going forward. It's not simply a matter of land acknowledgement, although it is also that we're on the territory of the one dish with one spoon, of the traditional territories of the Huron-Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Port Credit Mississauga First Nation. That's all well and good, but this is actually some deep wisdom conveyed in a very simple metaphor that we can actually carry forward in a way to think about how we're going to engage in land management. Not just here, but even in the whole world, because we can think about the Great Lakes region as one kettle or one cauldron containing this water that we all need to drink from. But then we can also think that the whole world shares its water in common, that we all share this one cauldron that is the planet Earth, and that we need to be able to take what we need from it, but do so in a respectful way that's going to steward those resources and not destroy them, so that other nations can also enjoy from it, and so that future generations will also be able to enjoy from it. So I hope you get enough beaver tail, and I hope that you have a good feast.